relaxing in the guild, doing the things that you do. And as you are, one of the people that works downstairs comes upstairs, a functionary of some kind, and takes a message that they've scribed and put onto the board, and goes up and, takes a message that they've scribed from being sent from elsewhere and goes and puts it on the board. And the thing that kind of comes up at first glance is that there's a reward thing at the bottom that is quite pricey. Although I'm gonna have to look up the number. So there's a high gold piece dollar amount on the bottom of the note on the board, and all the note says is, there have been those that know of a man named Duskir Thantarum. He is asking to get in communication with one of them about a mission of utmost importance. Right, I don't have the money on the same page. So,
if the price is right, I'm already ripping it off the board.
That's what I suspected.
Playing AL6.
I mean, I ventured with Kuro, so I know that he's a good guy, but like his monetary interest is, well,
number one.
He doesn't hide that, and I don't judge him. I can.
The first mission in the storyline, yes, Nahazar, is Dark Deeds.
Okay, thanks for answering.
The note at the bottom says 1,400 gold pieces. Looking for someone who knows Deskir Thuntirum, and whoever knows this person and is interested in helping him with something, please head downstairs to the sending room.
Gary, is this Ermlasphere 1?
This is Ermlasphere 2.
Oh, I thought that was Family Matters.
Family Matters is 2. Yes, correct.
What's Dark Deeds then?
He asked, is this the first mission in the storyline? Is the first mission in the storyline Dark Deeds? Yes, that is the first mission. We're not playing that one. We're playing the second mission.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Righteous.
So, Kuro, you're the only one who knows who this person is.
Mm-hmm. Well, I know that last time the mission was challenging enough, so I'm going to go around the guild and ask if people want to join me in this profitable adventure.
Well, doing what?
I don't know, but do we care? The payment is good.
Who is this guy?
He was an ambassador of Cormyr that is currently residing in the city that is half in the normal world, half in the Shadowfell. It's thought to be interesting at very least.
Ah, so you mean it's not on this plane of existence, isn't it?
It is. Half of it, at least.
Okay. Well, I traveled with you, Kuro. You are not a bad man, so if you think we can work with this guy and help him, I think the payment will be just a small bonus for me, and huge one for you. And I give like...
I appreciate that.
What did he ask you to do the first time around?
The first time around we were doing kind of a menial job. We were trying to appease the noble by clearing out his cursed house. And there's lots of dark deeds in the city, I'd say. But we might not necessarily need to do one.
There's a lot of dark deeds there.
Yes, it was intentional. I'm sorry.
Title drop. No, it was good used. Well, I think each of us is adults, so we know what consequences might be for doing something wrong. So I believe if we focus on the mission itself, it should be fine. So yeah, if you don't mind, Kuro, I will go with you and help you with this mission for this guy.
Well, you're welcome to join. Anyone else?
It pays well. I'll go.
Mission, of course. And I start walking in a random direction.
So you guys gather the people together, head downstairs into the room labeled Arcane Council, which is where you tend to take messages from afar that, through magical means, either need everyone in conference or need a quiet place to meditate. As you guys are sitting there, after a few moments, the functionary walks in and explains to you what you need to do to accept the sending. And then after a few moments, you get this little press on the side of your mind as you have a sending coming your way. When you accept it, you hear the ambassador's voice. Ah, good. I was hoping I was going to be able to meet you, to speak with you before things got too late. Are you busy? And if not, can you get a few people to come and be a security detail for me?
Then and then.
Excellent. There's been a lot of developments in the city since I last saw you, and due to a lot of political machinations, the portals here have been shut down. That is causing me quite a bit of annoyance, as most of my family has not met me here in Ermlaspir. My daughter is set to sail here with her things and with some personal belongings of my own on a ship bound for Ermlaspir. I've hired people, well, I should say, there are people that are in my employ who are going to be there escorting her, making sure things go well. That being said, with a lot of the machinations in this dark, dark city, I'm starting to see that getting an outsider's perspective is a little bit better. So yeah, Basil, it's not just a normal sending. So a little crystal orb in the middle of the room is lit up, and you can see a very smoky image of his face.
And we are to guard your daughter then?
Yes. Make sure she arrives safe in the city. Ideally, if the cargo can also arrive safe, I would appreciate it.
May I intercept another question?
Yeah, so all of you guys can hear this. You know, it kind of presses on him, and then when he accepts it, it goes into the little orb in the center of the room.
So, yeah, good day or good night to you, sir. I'm just wondering, do you have perhaps an inkling as of what might be going after your daughter? What might we expect as the enemy?
I don't expect that anything is going to attack her until she gets close to the city. When she gets close to the city, it could entirely be that I am overreacting, as my daughter will of course claim, and you could just be getting easy money to get from the docks to the embassy. That being said, I have a lot of enemies in the city, and I am doing things a little bit to buy the book for people's preference. I imagine there will be some sort of backlash on my family, as I think they are forcing this method of transportation intentionally.
What's
Understand.
the cargo? What's the cargo?
A lot of personal belongings, a desk, furniture, clothing, that sort of thing. My daughter does carry a couple of magical knickknacks and things of that nature. Stuff that can be replaced, of course, but it's more of a hassle to get it replaced. And if it is lost, will be seen as a weakness of myself that I cannot protect what is mine.
Anything dangerous on that cargo? Let's say flammable, explosive?
Some of the things are made out of wood, so technically flammable, but nothing that will explode.
How well known is your daughter in the city?
She's not. The only knowledge that they have of my daughter is that she is my daughter. I've tried to keep it quiet what vessel she's going to be heading out on, but I don't expect that to stay a secret for long. There's a ship called the Trident that's docked about a ride's away from here. I would be sending them a message to hold until you are able to make it there to accompany her to my city.
Okay. I was planning to ask a question, but at this moment he just answered it, so I just not politely, and I see, and for now I'm satisfied with his answers.
Okay. So he kind of, turns his face a little bit, looking like he's trying to peer through the orb to see around the room a little bit, and says, crap, what is the name of this place? I'm bad with names.
Cormier?
The ship is setting out of Sapra, and I know that you can get a portal to get there from here. It's the closest place that we could get a ship to bring me back from where I was stationed in Nakano. So basically, he says, if you can put up the money for a portal to Sapra, I will, of course, cover that, or my daughter will cover that once you arrive.
Don't worry, we trust on you. We've worked with you before. And don't worry, we shall not disappoint you.
What be the price, good sir, for I may pay the way, possibly?
So he doesn't have that answer because he doesn't know how much it costs to teleport from where you guys are to Sapra. In character wise, it's going to be about 120 gold
Each or total?
total. So
I
Draco's
can cover
got
that
it.
by myself, and then it could be refunded at the end, I guess.
Yep.
Seems fair because I'm the highest level character, so I have a few reserves of gold.
and you're also the one that
Yeah,
Well, thanks
yeah,
for
you're the
your
one who also
generosity.
was like, "Hey, want to come along?"
Yep, I'm paying for it. Let's do this.
Yeah, kind of makes sense. Okay, so yeah, if you are paying for it, then I'm all about that.
Yeah,
So
I think my character's gonna like look up from the dog hair and be like, "Oh, he's paying for it. Oh, okay, I'm on board."
So he says, pay a couple hundred gold piece per person to make sure his daughter is safely delivered. There might be a little bonus in it if his stuff also survives. And says if there's no more questions, please head to Sapra. He's afraid that I'm afraid that my daughter is a bit headstrong, and if her detail does not arrive soon, she might just take off on her own.
Oh,
Oh,
she's
no
one
time
of
to wait, guys.
those kinds. Yeah, I'm guessing adventure and money waits for no one.
Yes.
So the
Time to
original
go
thing did have the quest reward that I typed into the guild. So anything else you guys want to get before you head out that way? You do know that you're going to be going on a ship, and you're going to be going to Arneson. So any other preparations you guys want to make?
Yeah, I want to know if there's any way we can, do we have a guild flag that we could fly at the top of the ship instead of whatever flag they're flying? And
Good idea.
grab some paint, something that could disguise the ship, the name of the ship, that kind of thing. So they don't necessarily know that we're arriving with the name of the ship that you gave earlier.
So this is not in the guild. You guys don't have a flag, but you could make one. And if someone makes a flag, you should totally put it somewhere in the guild. So I can or send me a link to a picture that you want to use for it, and then I will totally put it somewhere in the guild. But getting paint and that sort of thing, if you want to, grab a couple things with paint, that should be relatively inexpensive. I wouldn't even make you guys pay money for it because it's like a couple gold. No one cares.
Right. I mean,
In all likelihood, it'd probably be in the coppers.
Yeah.
I'd be happy to paint while we sail.
Okay.
Seems fair to me.
Anybody? I don't have a skill for seamstress. Anybody else?
So you
Neither have I.
get some materials to possibly disguise the ship. He did say that the ship would take a ride in order to make it from Sapir to Arneson, which is 10 days. So if there's not anything else, are you guys ready to head out?
I'm guessing apart from
Yep.
obvious that we are buying some sort of rations so that we don't starve to death.
Correct. Yeah. In my games, I'm never going to make you keep track of how much food you have or water,
Thank you.
arrows, or
Yeah.
Thank you.
If I say if you tell me I get paint in various colors, I'm not going to say, well, you didn't specifically say yellow, so go fuck your couch. Like, I don't.
That's an interesting choice of words. Okay,
So
we get it.
yeah, if it makes sense that you have it, then you've got it. If there's anything that's like very specific, if you're like, oh well, we need, this one officially recognized type of teal. Okay, you probably should say that before you head out, but under most circumstances, or you can either find a way to fake it till you make it, or Assume you guys have it on you.
I'm going to get the paint that makes the boat look the most generic.
Okay. All right. So you guys head out. Kuro, you can toss a couple, like 120 gold into the guild coffers for the teleport, and you guys.
I've already done so.
Cool. So you guys teleport to Sapra. Sapra is a pretty big city, but it's obviously in the ruins. Like it's a city that was abandoned at some point fairly recently. So it's a city that looks like it can hold about 500,000 people. It actually holds about 20,000 people. The city itself is very clean, very like whitewashed. Everything's made of stone. And as you pop out of the teleportation circle, there is a very kind of worried-looking man standing there, pacing back and forth with a sigil on his chest that has a shield with a purple dragon roaring on it. Something that, Kuro, you would recognize as being the ambassador's seal.
I'm going to approach him and say, hello there, we have arrived. Can you direct us to the ship?
He kind of gives you a strange look. Who would you be again?
We've just been hired by the ambassador. We are the mercenaries who are going to do some protection on this ship.
Ah, yes, excellent. We should hurry to the docks. I am afraid that Iona has been a bit upset about all of the delays, and then starts walking away from you down towards the docks.
Follow, of course.
Yeah,
I'll ride after him.
Okay, so you guys follow after him. He kind of winds his way through these big open places. For those of you guys that have been around, or like have any kind of, for those of you guys who have been around stone structures or have dungeoneering or something of that nature, you would recognize that the city is built at a larger scale than humans. So everything here is just kind of awkwardly larger than it should be. And he kind of winds his way through, makes it to the docks, and kind of hurries you on to the Trident. Now, there are a lot of ships that are docked here. A lot of them are small fishing vessels, things that you typically wouldn't want to spend the night in out on open water. The Trident sticks out like a sore thumb. It is a fairly large vessel. We'll go ahead and move you guys over. On this copy. If you guys can't see, let me know and I will do what I can to fix it. If you guys can see the whole board, then that means that I've done something wrong.
We can see the whole board.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can see some things sticking into the boat.
Although I think like at this point, like the vision, like the map seems to be slightly like darker. So I think
at the very corners of the map, it should be darkened.
Okay, so I think it works.
Oh, it's darkened, but it's not dark.
Correct.
We
yes,
can
it
see
should
to
be
those
dim light
squares.
in the corners.
Correct.
I'm not even seeing darkening.
Okay.
I guess I'm like all seeing.
I don't know. I got enough.
Maybe if you look this way, you'll see the darkening part because you're more to the left than to the right.
Nope. Not seeing any darkening at all.
That's strange.
All right. Well, we'll see what happens. So, this is the Trident. It is a large sailing ship. The dots on the map are the three masts that are kind of high and heavy. It has a open cargo hold in the center, and these little poles that go off the side that look like pipes, like here. These are actually straight up. So when you guys see the ship at first glance, it looks like it has these long metal tubes. One at the front of the ship, and then two on either side of the ship that stick up almost as tall as the masts themselves, and have what look to be ropes and pulley systems and other sorts of braces set in place to hold them that way. But you guys can tell as you walk forward that they are designed to be lowered and pressed out to either side. At the tops of them, you can see in the sunlight something kind of glittering, like maybe something made of glass that is reflecting at the end of the tubes. The man kind of hurries you along, and you guys step onto the boat. Arriving onto the boat, you can hear that there is some sort of argument going on in the captain's areas, it's kind of hard to see on the map, but there's a little door that's half open here. And you can hear that there is a string of yelling of some female that is yelling from that door.
I stare where I am and just look questioningly at Kuro.
I do not have the patience for this. Be professional.
Is this boat
Uh,
on? Is it
I'll ride up on Ginger, and then she's gonna give him like puppy dog eyes.
Is this boat unusual in any way? Is this a standard seafaring vessel?
Except for the arms that are held up, yes. So
Those arms are abnormal.
yes, the arms are very odd.
So this boat's going to be easy to identify. All right. Well, so much for the idea of disguising it. Anyway, go ahead.
Would you like help attempting to calm the damsel?
All right, so Ginger and Basil are heading in first, and possibly Draco afterwards. Is that how it?
I'm going as well. It's my
All right.
job.
So you guys kind of head into the captain's quarters, and you can see there is a very dour-looking man with white braided hair that goes all the way down to his waist. Very dark, kind of ashy-looking skin. Not quite as dark as a drow, but still a little bit off color. Who is standing there pretty much weathering a storm of a very stout young woman who is screaming at him at the top of her lungs about how we need to make it to my father now, and pointing taking her finger and pointing. She's pointing at a scroll case that's on top of the table, and she's saying, my father will hear about all of these delays, and I need to get there right now. And you can tell she's pretty much throwing a temper tantrum, although she looks like she's late teens, early 20s.
I'll ride up there to her and be like, "Whoa there, lady. There's no need for this type of thing." And like as I do this, Ginger's just gonna be like giving her puppy dog eyes.
So she turns towards you, and as soon as she notices that there's other people around, she immediately goes from kind of red-faced rage to being a little bit more composed. She's still kind of red in the face, but she sort of straightens her dress very slightly. Apologies, you had to hear that. Who would you be? You have a very pretty dog.
I am Basil
way of speaking.
from the guys your dad hired. Yes.
Damn it!
No!
What's wrong with you?
That was our eldest son.
Too
she-
late, Ukla!
She rolls her eyes, looks at the captain, points at you all, and says, See? Wait. Are all of you here? Are all of you ready to go?
I'm here as your entertainment, ma'am. I was here to keep you entertained for the trip.
Excellent. If these are the people that my father is sending, then we should be able to go if they're all ready to go. And he looks over to you, and you can see that she's expecting the answer of yes, we are ready to go.
Yep.
Yeah, I think we're all ready.
And so she turns back to the captain and says, So no more excuses for delays? And the captain says, Let me make sure that their things are properly stowed, and yes, of course, we will be heading out. He smiles, bows very slightly, and then as he kind of works his way around the table and heads out of the room, you can see he's kind of giving very pointed looks at you guys like, I need to speak with you outside for a moment.
I'd gladly step out of the room.
So he steps out of the room and looks around and says, So, entertainment? He makes little air quotes.
When we go out, I'll leave Ginger in there, like playfully hanging out with her.
So she'll come up and pet the dog. She seems to be at least marginally speaking, an animal person. So he turns to you guys, says, "Entertainment?" ?
Yes.
Wasn't my
I'm
idea.
a bard. What do I look like? Some sort of adventurer?
So basically, he's asking for confirmation that you guys are the bodyguards that he's supposed to be waiting for.
Don't worry, we are professionals.
Yeah, but professional what's? That's what he's asking.
Yeah. He's making sure that you just lied to her, and that you're actually here to protect her.
I just look at him, point at my white plate armor, point at my freaking sacrificial greatsword and my back. Well, entertainment for enemies, perhaps. not for long.
We were going to just paint your boat, but we're actually here to defend her, yes. We are the guards that her father hired.
Good. All of these delays have made my Marines a little antsy. All right, let's go.
I have a favor to ask you. You wouldn't happen to have spare marine suits in the boat?
I didn't understand that.
What?
I was asking if you wouldn't have spare uniforms on the boat.
Uniforms. He kind of
That's a
says,
great idea.
"Yeah, we can get some sailors' things for you, but I'm not sure it'll cover that." And points to the heavily armored folk.
Hey, is there any way to make your boat look more like other boats so that we aren't identified coming into port?
Kind of scratch your chin. Well, I mean, any proper ship coming into the Dark City will have these, and gestures towards one of the poles as he walks by and starts. As he's kind of half talking to you, he's half talking to sailors, telling people to
Sure.
get ready and that sort of stuff. But I mean, I guess the trident is somewhat noticeable. If you want to do something to her to make this a little bit easier and, possibly not run into issues.
Subdue the wrench! No,
I'd
it's
like
good.
to rename her the Strident. I think that will fool everyone.
Right.
I actually chuckle at that.
Yeah. I'm also not sure how those uniforms are going to work if we were to get them with a dog and a pixie.
I think dogs are cute in little uniforms.
I think the dog can easily pass as one of the passengers and belongings. Well, you just hide. You're a pixie, right? You're good at that.
Just hide in the fur of the dog.
So he would say, I don't mind disguising the vessel. However, I would appreciate if it was not a permanent disguise, and it's something that we definitely can't do until we are getting closer to the city itself. The trident flying Cormyrian colors will keep us away from any other issues on the open waters. So basically he's saying non-Ermlaspir issues will leave this particular ship alone, like pirates and the whatnot, because they know the trident.
Yeah, he's the expert. I'm just saying I don't want to come into port looking like the Trident because somebody's probably looking for us.
Very well, we shall do
Let's deal with that on the trip.
So yeah, you guys head out. You got a 10-day ride to Ermlaspir. So over the course of the trip, if there's anything in particular you guys want to do, if you're going to think about this guys or talk to someone about this guys or anything else you guys want to do, let me know and we'll go from there. Iona seems to mostly stay in her area, but if someone wants to go talk to her, they can do so.
I think the first thing we should do is we should make sure Kuro keeps track of his rations.
Also, keep in mind I can speak with Ginger, so she'll keep an eye on the girl and let me know if anything funny gets said around Ginger.
Okay.
And I'll play some nice music and try to make it a soothing trip for her.
All right. So just doing kind of normal things. If you want to talk to people and kind of just keep busy for the trip because it's a little boring. At the end of the first day, Ginger will tell you that she just seems anxious, and will tell you that whatever that toy is that she has, she's holding it very closely.
Can I Arcana check to identify any magical properties about it when I go to talk with her?
Sure. So you go in to talk to her, and what are you going to say?
Oh, I'm just gonna be like, I was sent here as an entertainer by your father. I should be entertaining you, and I'll play my lute and chat with her a little bit as I, focus my magical abilities.
Okay. So give me a bluff check, and then give me an arcana check, please.
There's my bluff. There's my Arcana.
So you can tell that scroll case